feed effort, G. Nigga, stop, boy.
He heard the robotic white woman come on.
She definitely came in my ear. Nigga, knock it off, nigga. Shit ain't gonna happen.
We need like a railroad like drop, nigga.
Like something like with Alex just a roadblock.
That should be his new music, man. He got to lose the Lil Wayne. Bless you. You got to lose the Lil Wayne.
I told you this nigga sneezes is fucking outrageous.
That second one was not a sneeze. There's no way.
This nigga.
There's no way that was a sneeze, man.
Yeah, it was not, G. You know,
that
Nate
nigga just
loved
cussed Alex out, man.
Joffrey do one of these numbers.
Yeah, G.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. That nigga sneezes Swahili, man. Get out of here, man.
Hey, John, your facial hair grew back yet, my nigga?
Nah, bro. That's why we had.
That's why he got
man.
the camera.
You got the
halfway on his
I ain't
face,
gonna
G.
let y'all roast me 2 weeks in a row now.
You got your angle straight, G?
Yeah, I think so, man. Don't look at me. Look at the
motherfucker was here
Yeezys,
30
man.
minutes early, G.
Look at the zebras, G.
Look at the Yeezys. Don't look at me, man.
John said, "Fuck this YouTube shit. We got to go back to audio only, man, at least for a month."
Yeah, man. Check us out on Apple Pies, man. I don't like this shit.
G, motherfuckers say they ain't even know John didn't have no motherfucking stash, G. The only man walking around with no mustache in America.
It's tough, man. It's hard out here, man.
Bro, we've been doing this shit for over a year, and nobody on the pod knew this nigga didn't have a mustache, bro.
Not
That
one.
shit's
I
wild.
cut my little chin whiskers. They was like, man, where your mustache at? I'm like, what mustache? I've never had
Alex
one
knew
of
this
those.
nigga his whole life and didn't know he had a mustache. That shit's crazy.
What mustache, man? I've never had one of those.
A mustache. Nigga.
Hey, man, what y'all
But no,
got?
man, hey, man, but
man.
hey, it was OG Bobby Day, you know, on this man.
OG
Shout
Bobby
out
Day?
friend of the family, the missus, Dre Pops, man. He passed his birthday was this past weekend, man. He passed away on us, man.
Shout out OG Bobby.
We definitely took the time out to, you know, big up his day, make the most of it, man. So, you know, that was the highlight of my weekend, you know, OG Bobby Day, man. But I mean, you took the cake this weekend, I'm assuming.
Hey, look. Y'all want to hear about this shit or what, man? What y'all want to do, man?
Go ahead, tell us, man.
Hey,
Right,
man.
Hey, look.
You gotta get your voice all dreamy to talk about this shit, dude.
Hey, man, like y'all know when I get into my pocket, I be in my pocket, right? So,
right, man, let us have it, G.
Yesterday was Sunday night. You know, we hit the State Farm Arena, bro. You know what I'm saying? State Farm Arena for none other than the Millennium Tour, bro.
G, who the headliner of that bitch right now, G? Is it still Omarion, G?
Nah, G, it's a little Wild Bow, G. You know what I'm saying? Shy Moss. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Which one he going by now, G?
We didn't even stay for that nigga set, G. Like we got the fuck about it. Like the show actually got Asa towards the end of that shit. If we gonna
is Asa a word, G?
You know what? I like that. I like that.
We like that. Okay.
Of the ER, yeah, I like that.
All right, look. So.
Oh, we giving shit hard ERs today. Okay, I see how tonight going. We going with the hard ER, the ass.
Do y'all want the play-by-play or what?
Come on, man.
All right, say less. All right, so the show started at 7 p.m. prompt, and the first performance of the night, B5, G. B5. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all have no idea who B5 is, do y'all?
I don't. I really don't.
I'm sure you're gonna give us a drop right here.
Absolute. All I do is they remade the Troop song. Exactly.
Okay.
So they came out. Did they 2 songs that they have,
G? Got them niggas out of there quick.
Immediately after that, one of the top 5.
Hold on, before you go any further.
What's up?
Why were you at this teeny bop ass tour, bro? Like, what?
Pump your brakes, my nigga. You gonna know exactly why I was there within 2 minutes.
I'm assuming Bobby Valentino was there, but
he was there. But fuck a big Bobby V, because the next up, one of the top 5 R&B groups of all time, the reunion of Day 26. Let's go.
This nigga here,
man. I don't even know what song you're singing. That's how little of Day 26 I've heard.
Hey man, hey, be cool with the Day 26 slander, G.
we not ever gonna stand.
Since you've been gone, it's hands down one of the greatest fucking "Want Your Girl Back" songs, nigga.
Not ever gonna slander Day 26. That's one thing I would not stand for. Niggas get slapped behind that shit. Do you think I like Bobby V? I fuck with them niggas the hard way. Pause, G.
Balls, nigga.
Hey, call them what you want. Make it a band 4. We in the dough. All right. Make it a
band 4.
We in the dough. So from there, none other than your boy Ching-a-ling come out, G.
I like the way you do it right there.
You know what I'm saying? Had the chicken head going.
You got your chicken. Hey, let us find out how you was standing on the seat hitting them with the chicken head, G.
Not only was I standing in the seat, I had everybody around me in that bitch. Everybody, right? So then,
bomb ass pussy.
Hold on, John.
She got that bomb ass.
Hey, if y'all got something to say, you say it now, because we're not
I'm
even
just
into.
saying this is the worst concert lineup I've ever heard of.
I'm feeling it so far, G. I'm feeling it so far.
Until Trillville come out.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That I can't hit on that.
Until Trillville come out, do all they shit, and then from there, Crime Mob come out. So y'all know what time.
Okay.
Y'all know what it is, G.
They rocking stilettos. They
We
rocking
rocking
stilettos.
stilettos. Crime Mob in the ATL, G. Are you
Hey,
serious?
I've been following the Millennium Tour
My
on
nigga.
TikTok, G. I know Trillville do a good show, G.
Hey, nothing you buck in the A, nigga. You serious? Man, we talking about sending it up. Hey, follow that by none other than, and this was the surprise of my night. And Alex seems to know a little bit more about these niggas than I did, but Travis Porter turned that bitch up, G.
Fatty, yes, sir.
Travis Porter turned it up, bro. Like, I did.
For the longest
I
time,
didn't
I
know
thought
that
Travis
niggas- that
Porter
them
was
niggas
Travis
was-
Scott, G.
I did too. I thought them niggas was one motherfucker the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just not finding out there.
Why would you name your group like it's one man's name? Like, is that where they
Yeah,
from?
backstory.
Are they from Travis Porter?
I
Like,
think
what
they
is
went
Travis
to
Porter?
high school with this white kid whose name was like Travis Porter, and they just thought it was funny, and they named the group after his name.
This sounds made up, but you know what?
That shit sounds stupid as hell.
You know what? I don't know any other better explanation. So
Hey, we gonna go with that. So then from Travis. So by the way, before Travis Porter came out, Lil Scrappy came out with Crime Mob, G, and they had Mama D on stage and all that. But Lil Scrappy ain't really giving me shit I wanted to hear. So then Sammy came out. So then we started getting to my bag, G. You know what I'm saying? Late 90s, early 2000 R&B. You know, that's my bag, G.
trash. Go ahead.
Why is all right?
Trash.
Looking at me crazy. So from Sammy, we got directly into, you know, one of the stars of the night. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to our episodes, and if you're a fan of this show, you know exactly why I was there that night, bro. None other than the man himself. You know what I'm saying? The Prince of R&B himself, Mr. Bobby V, came out.
No one's ever called him that.
Came out.
I've never heard the Prince of R&B. Like, why would you ever want to be greeted as the Prince of R&B?
Came out. Because I'm not gonna call him the King, G, but he
Who the king? Who the king, G?
G, I'm not going.
Who the king?
I mean, you got
Usher.
Rihanna.
Fuck is you talking about?
It's not Usher.
Usher.
Get the fuck out of here.
Usher.
Never heard that title
Usher,
before with Usher.
Never heard them give Usher that love ever.
Usher, motherfucker.
It's only two names that's in the running, nigga, and one of them niggas is doing hard
Johnson,
time,
we
nigga.
already watched you with Usher versus Cam.
Boy, that's some.
Anyway,
Hey, we done talked about it on
Heard
the
it was some
pod.
home cooking there, man. I heard the rest was a little bit,
So the
little bit
Prince of
And I
R&B,
know y'all getting bored dealing with them.
So the
I
Prince of
know
R&B
you
came
miss my
out.
loving.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Serenade the crew.
B Brown.
Just made show that y'all knew that he could sing. You know what I'm saying? From that little verses snafu that happened a couple months ago. You know, definitely hit us with some acapella just to show y'all what time it was. So from Bobby V, we go into Lloyd. And again, like we've seen Bobby V and Lloyd, and we've seen these niggas before. Pleasure P come out, G. I ain't gonna lie, G. I took a bathroom break. I took a
You
bathroom
still haven't
break.
answered why you were at this.
bro.
concert.
First off,
You don't know?
First off, it's like 74 acts jam packed in the 90
Yes.
minutes of concert.
The shit started at 7 and ended after 11 o'clock. And when I tell you, like, this was the most efficient concert I've ever been to in my life. It was zero time in between acts, G.
They was
Like,
getting them niggas in and out.
one motherfucker walked off the stage, the other motherfuckers walking on that bitch, nigga, like with smoke and shit. G. Like that shit was the most efficient, put together concert.
Nigga, how did they get their
you went to
DJs?
the
How did they get their
equipment of
I
DJs on
have
there, G?
no idea, but like that
They all
shit,
got
Nigga
the
Nate
same
went to
DJ.
Them niggas was sharing the
2003
same
Big Bang.
laptop, G.
Yeah.
that shit was efficient as fuck. So like, I definitely went to the bathroom break during Pleasure P shit. Then I already said Lloyd came out. Oh, then the weak ass Yin Yang Twins came out, and I almost
Hey,
took another
hey,
bathroom.
they're
G,
probably the third best group that you named. Acts that you named here.
it's not a Yin Yang Twin song that I like. Period.
False.
Not
I still
one.
don't know why you were at this concert.
False.
I'm confused.
If
From the window.
if the
to the
last
wall.
three people minus Yin Yang Twins don't tell you why I was there,
Nigga, I heard Pleasure P.
Lloyd, Bobby V, Day 26, them niggas alone.
Wait a minute. You gonna
Them
act like
respect.
you don't like From the Window to the Wall?
I don't fuck with no, but like that, them niggas is raunchy as fuck, G.
Oh, so they too vulgar for your
Them
ears.
niggas is way too vulgar for me, bro.
Man,
You
we
know
was
what
in
I'm
college when Whispers came out. You a damn
Yeah,
lie.
no, that's what I'm saying, man.
You
Like,
a damn lie, man. You got
nigga,
to
like-
lift Shorty Weave up from her ear and say something crazy to her, man.
where do you see my dick?
Mm, that's what you whisper to him.
Yeah.
Pussy up.
Where do you see my? Where do you see my? Look, that's the radio
shit.
version. They just go.
Yeah,
Where do you see my?
and them niggas out there looking flabby and sick, G. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nah,
I mean, they too
Flabby
old to
is
be
sick.
talking like that now, man.
this
They
is
gotta
the
relax.
facts. So from there, Carrie Hilson, little fine ass, came out there, bro. You know what I'm
Most
saying?
beautiful person I've ever seen in person.
Like even my wife it tell me on the show that like this bitch fine, like real shit. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. So we're fans of Carrie Hilson, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's one of the she's a great
She was
artist.
turning you on, G.
She turning
You
me on.
She's 10, but she's better on mute, man.
Nah, we're not gonna do Miss Carrie, babe. We're not gonna do her like that,
G,
G.
where was Polo the Don doing all this shit, G? You know what I'm
Polo
saying?
to die. They bring
Polo
this
to
boy out.
G, where was Sierra? Russ
And-
making too much money
and
for
something
Sierra to
I-
get to work, G.
Something I found out last night, Carrie Hilson is responsible for a lot of your favorite songs from
Oh,
a
yeah,
writing
She a
perspective.
dope writer.
A lot of them. Like they did like a little 5-minute segment with just shit that she wrote. Hey, she'll fuck a lot of niggas up in the verses. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anywho, so from there we go go to Mario, G. So Mario was the co-headliner with Carrie, Mario.
Damn, G, he beat Omarion, G, and took that nigga spot, G. Wasn't Omarion on the tour, G?
Took this nigga whole tour, G. Like,
G, I'm
he
gonna say,
didn't
wasn't
take
the
his
nigga
spot.
on the tour, G?
Because I showed turn to my wife and said, "What this a Marion tour, nigga?" She was like, "Yeah." I don't-" Anyway, so Mario did his thing. Definitely got the worst track listing of all time, nigga. Like, it was real similar to the verse where like you like this nigga obviously can sing and shit, but like nobody noticed. Like they keep trying to force that Gucci Mane song on niggas that man I wanna break. Like nobody want to hear that shit anyway. So then Bow Wow came on, nigga. This nigga did you ain't ride, and then we left, nigga. So that was our night, G.
This is that's the most mediocre
Hold on.
concert lineup ever.
It is. So Shy brought out them franchise boys. G. Yep, in my white tee. He brought them niggas out.
Oh, I think they like me.
Yeah, he thought he was tearing down the club with that shit. I don't know if who else came out after
How much
that.
did they pay y'all to go to this concert? Because clearly you didn't buy these tickets. No way.
This sounds like the soundtrack to trap karaoke or something.
Hey,
Like
it
I would
felt
never
like-
pay to see these people in person.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
it's a lot of hate
ass
coming from these
concert lineup.
Bolingbrook ass niggas, G.
It's
Right.
it's
Definitely
an
would've
ass
been
concert
front-
This
lineup.
got nothing to do with bowling.
Nah, G, I would have been front and center, G. That's
That shit was a-
nostalgia, G.
I'm not gonna say it was a phenomenal lineup, but about 50% of that shit, I was
50%.
50%.
I'm going higher, nigga. I'm gonna say about 70-80% of that
So,
shit
I
I
walked
fuck with.
I walked into that bitch, bought my tickets with about 50% of the niggas. I was like, okay, I want to listen to this shit. Not
Probably
knowing
bought your tickets at the door too, because you didn't have to buy them in advance.
motherfucker had will call G, but that, no, but like it was. So Travis Porter surprised me. I knew coming through the gate it wasn't shit Yin Yang Twins. like they turned it up. Like a lot of motherfuckers in there shaking ass to it, but I wasn't trying to hear nothing. I was sitting down during the Yin Yang Twins, but I stood up damn near most.
Yin yang in the
Yin
thing.
Yang in the thing.
Yin yang in the thing.
But yeah, hey, so that was my night, man. Topped it off. It was the most efficient concert I went to. So being damn near 40, that's always a plus.
Yeah.
Getting to the crib.
How many asthma pumps did you see after Knuck If You Buck?
Yeah, niggas was in that big passing out. Tell you, like Knuck If You Buck in the A is different than Knuck If You Buck anywhere else, bro.
That's like Finito in Chicago, G.
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't know, nigga. I don't know if there's another song. I don't know.
Don't be disrespectful.
I don't know if there's another song anywhere that resonates like Knuck If You Buck. In
Finito,
Atlanta.
nigga. Finito in Chicago.
Dreams and Nightmares pretty much everywhere. Relax.
Sick of fucking Dreams and Nightmares. You know what else I'm sick of too?
What's that?
I'm sick of that fucking song that all the women got on their fucking Instagram and Facebook stories.
Talking about Tim's, G.
G, like, what's this? What song? What song is it, G?
It's Tim's, G. I know she's singing. I don't know the song.
I don't even know what song y'all talking about, man. I'm
You
glad
don't
I
know.
know.
Definitely know.
Nah,
It's the sample that
in the
2 Chainz Drake
morning.
used on the one song.
but I need you now.
This is the beat that cannot. If I hear that song on one more
This is the beat you cannot stand. Shut up, bitch.
Hey, let
Shut
her
up.
be great, bro. Let her
Hey,
be great.
man.
Oh, she can miss us with all
I hate
that
that.
bullshit.
She's a
And
10,
they can miss
but
us.
she's better on mute.
They can miss us with all the quotes too from the songs too. That's the worst part of it. Like motherfuckers just listen to songs just to hashtag it, and we gonna definitely get into niggas making music to be hashtag material before this show is over with. You know what I'm saying? So before we get off course, man, Nate
I
done
gotta ice up.
he done bought the energy up, man. John, go get us into the fucking show, man.
Check the stats, we winning. When we lost, we replenished. Started last, but we finished. I just need my percentage. Outer space is the limits. Lied when they said the sky. My life like Claude, taking risks. Need my piece of the pie. Check the stats, we winning. When we lost, we replenished. Started last, but we finished. I just need my percentage. Outer space is the limits. Lied when they said the sky. My life like Claude, taking risks. Need my piece of the pie.
Check the stats, we winning. Going hard since the beginning. I took off a minute, but now I'm back in it. Like work when your vacation finished. I clean up my image, I'm grinning, cause I ain't in debt no more. I was down, now I'm up like my credit score. Got a daughter, I gotta do better for. Let's get paid off these punchlines and metaphors. Taking the steps to be wealthy. Pop Global LLC. Went from a worker to owner to system.
What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to A Cloud of Smoke, the podcast where we talk our shit. I'm one of your hosts, the big homie John, and I'm gonna throw it to the Clout Butcher.
Yo, 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 yo. I'm on my Alex shit tonight. Yo, 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 yo. Hey, but I ain't gonna railroad the show, man. I'm gonna keep shit going, man. Hey, freaking, I'll let the folks, man.
Yo, yo, yo. What it do, baby? We back. We had a little hiatus, but we back once again. Nate, Big Nate, talk to him.
G, like they didn't even know we had a hiatus because, like, we did some.
No,
We did,
nigga. We missed the whole week.
No, I mean not to them, nigga, because we came out last week.
Nigga, we missed the whole week. Niggas was asking me where the pie was at. We definitely missed the whole week.
We missed 2 weeks ago. We came out last week. Anyway, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. You right.
Man, get this nigga the Reading Railroad sound, man. I don't know if it's the sound for the Reading Railroad, man.
If you look, it's in a book. No, that's Reading Rainbow.
The Reading Railroad.
Reading
That's
Rainbow.
the Reading Rainbow, nigga.
Reading Rainbow was cool too.
Hey, nigga, that's a hit, nigga. Folks be talking about, nigga, that's a top 5 Joffrey song of his childhood.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow was fire, man.
Fuck with y'all talking about Reading Rainbow was that shit.
And y'all,
Hey,
none of y'all niggas was reading, G, because I was the only nigga getting them little pieces.
No, nigga, I was just gonna say, G. No, I was just gonna say you had to get your individual pen, G. I was definitely putting in 15 books a semester, bro. It was the shorties though.
Nigga, we lived in the burbs, nigga. They
The
gave us
personal
Six Flags
pen, nigga.
tickets.
25
25 hours
look
of
at
reading, and we got 20.
Look
Six
at
Flags
these
tickets.
niggas.
Yeah, look at it. Hey, I was happy to get my little personal pen.
Personal pen, nigga, from Pizza Hut. What the fuck is he talking about? Bougie ass niggas, man.
Hey,
Right,
whole
he
time
talking
though,
about Six Flags,
just to
G.
tell you how much kids are assholes, they got to sit up there and read 25 Goosebumps, and then my parents got to fucking drag their ass to Six Flags because of it.
Nigga, that's what.
bullshit.
That's why it would have never worked for me, nigga, because
Hey.
my mom wasn't taking me Six Flags free or not, nigga.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm the realest nigga in it, G, and you should already know. Cause like as a freshman in high school, I read Don Quixote, G, and is y'all familiar with the accelerated reader program?
Come on, bro. Keep it
Nah.
moving, man.
Y'all ain't
Nah.
ready. Yeah. So
No.
hey, so
Feel like it's
Anyway.
only in Kankakee.
what you mean? Because y'all were reading the Bowler
They
book.
had to get
Anyway,
them niggas.
Nah,
They had
no,
to
we
get them
was
niggas some extra
accelerated.
reading, G.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Them niggas had to read on their off time, G.
like
We
them
was writing books, nigga, not
Yeah.
reading books,
them Bowler book
motherfucker.
niggas, they knew they could read, G. Like them Kankakee niggas, we was stupid, G. So like them motherfuckers kind of
You said it, not me.
they had to incentivize us to read and shit.
Hey man, talk about being incentivized to read, man. I think it's a dude out there right now that you know, he having a hard time reading the room, G. I don't think he understand that the writing on the wall, man. And for once, we not talking about Kanye West, man, but this cat, his name start with a K, man. We talking about Kyrie. So, you know,
Why don't that nigga just like? Why don't he just apologize, G?
I mean, he did
Because he's
apologize.
standing on what he believes in.
Can I railroad this for a second?
No. We gonna allow Alex.
Hey,
It's
We
a
gonna-
safe railroad. It's a safe
do
one.
do your thing, Alex. I like this shit, G.
I ain't get no jokes for the Drake braids, man. We've been on here for about an hour. Ain't nobody.
We haven't
Nigga,
started
we got
talking about
we
Drake.
got a
Yeah,
whole
you got
hour
your-
of Drake, nigga. You wanted to really
Yeah.
stop us in the middle of our shit to talk about your weak ass braids, nigga.
Hey, real shit. Turn around, G. So we can see
He got them Shad Mosses, G.
you need some beads on them motherfuckers, G. Like them shit.
Definitely
That
need a
nigga
couple
definitely
beads.
got the braids that a wig go over the top of.
Oh yeah, G. You definitely finna get you a lace front, G.
Definitely got to sew in, crocheted into that bitch, G.
Yeah,
I was
man.
running late, bro. I was about 30 minutes late. I just told her, give me the straight backs and give
Did
me
you-
about the
That
chair.
nigga got
Did
the
you-
Cleo
did you-
from Set It Off.
Did you
Yeah,
you got a natural wig waiting on you, G?
Nah.
Alex looked like the type of nigga that'll go natural, G. He ain't even gonna go with a silk press, G. He want motherfuckers to believe it's his hair and shit.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
I bet you won't get no bees though, G. Get some bees, G, and set it
Nah,
up.
I can't wear that
man.
shit to work. That'll
G.
be crossing the line.
Oh, that's the exception.
Yeah, I
the
can't
one
wear no
exception.
bees to work.
Alex just told us 2 pods ago he a real nigga. He done got this collateral to be
Yeah.
himself.
I
G. Now
can't
he
wear the
like,
bees.
that's
though.
that's where I
Boy, you
crossing the
showed up
line.
late and you paid Shorty full price for prison braids.
Yeah, bro.
That's tough, man.
She
She
did the
probably didn't
stitching
even
though.
braid you in the chair,
Y'all
man.
ain't-
She probably made you
y'all
shit
ain't
between her
peep-
legs.
y'all ain't
That's the
pre-
exact
stitching
same
though.
style that I had when I sat in between that nigga legs and let him braid my head.
Stop, bro.
I had that exact same style.
Nah,
G.
bro.
and break my
You let a nigga put the little stitches in your shit, Nate.
back
That's
in
the
my
exact-
hood. Feeling good. Look at that ass nigga. You still on the Millennium Tour. Let
Nate
niggas
let a
braid
nigga
your hair,
braid his
G.
hair and immediately learn how to cut hair afterwards.
Your hair.
I ain't never heard a nigga
Come
like
on and
asked to get
break
gun thrown.
my
though.
hair.
Like this nigga Alex asked to get gun thrown.
Hey, we gotta get the fans what they want, bro.
He wanted to
Oh
get
my
us going,
God.
G. That nigga braids look like man chump from fucking Pokemon, G.
Oh, that nigga
Hey,
got
man.
the braids that Tyler Perry put on his characters, man.
Oh shit.
This nigga Alex just wanted us to get gunning, G. We was
The
transitioning.
Shamar Moores.
Oh yeah, G. Definitely the Shamar Moore.
Tyler Perry put a headband on them niggas like we don't know that's a wig. G. He
Oh
made-
yeah,
what
them
was-
niggas got on headbands no matter what, man.
G, that nigga looked like one of them Dave Chappelle characters, G. What was that movie, Pootie Tang, G? Was he in Pootie Tang, G? He looked like the nigga from that shit, G. Hey man,
Oh,
but
man.
look, Alex love to get us off subject, G. So he good at the shit, bro. Like we gonna start putting the fucking
That's what we need.
roadblock sound right there when Alex get on his bullshit every
Nah,
fucking
G,
time.
hey, he done caught it. We get him to read a rainbow drop, G, every episode now. G.
That's listen, I like it. We in
Reading
agreement, G.
rainbow.
Every time Alex get on this
shit.
bullshit, we hitting his ass with the reading rainbow, G. It's in stone,
Oh
man.
man.
Hey, but since Alex done got us to the roadblock, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie definitely being roadblocked right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely is,
it's some bumps in the road for him, man. And I mean, at this point, it's I'm with you, Nate. Like it's I don't want him to retire, but it seems like that's where they trying to push him to. and for our listeners out there that don't have context to what's going on, I'm gonna let one of the fellas go ahead and bring us up to speed so that we could definitely have a full context conversation behind it.
So I don't know the exact timeline, but Kyrie posted a link to I think it was I forgot the name of the movie. Something
It's called Hebrews to
The
Negroes.
Okay, there you go. So he posted a link. He did not post any of the material in there. He just posted a link to this documentary / book or whatever it was. And the powers that be decided that the content of that documentary / book was anti-Semitic, and it's been downhill ever since. He was, forced to apologize, which he did. I guess that wasn't good enough. So the Nets suspended him for no less than 5 games. And then they came up with a list of demands. Those demands are he has to apologize and condemn the movie. He has to donate $500K to some anti-hate cause that they probably pick. He has to do sensitivity training. He has to do anti-Semitic training. He has to meet with some Jewish leaders, and he has to meet with the owner of the Nets to demonstrate understanding. This is what I like to call a young Manning, right? They're just trying to punk him at this point.
So
right?
let's back it up for a second. Because this, I be in the barbershop, that's part of the culture. I be, interacting with our people. And a lot of our people don't really know what anti-Semitic means. So I'm going to give y'all the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Y'all know I'm good for the technical explanation. So I'm going to give it to y'all right here. So anti-Semitic, by definition, is feeling or showing hostility toward or discrimination against Jews as a cultural, race, or ethnic group. So that's what anti-Semitism or anti-Semitic means. So, back to it, John.
So in addition to those demands, I think Nike has terminated or suspended their partnership with Kyrie Irving. And I believe you've had several notable NBA players, Shaq, LeBron, Charles Barkley, and others come out and basically publicly pile on to Kyrie Irving. So I want to kick it to y'all and see where do we want to start peeling this onion at?
Go ahead, Nate.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. A lot of people don't even know, and I just found out this myself. This film came out in 2018, bro.
Yep.
This film is a minimum of 4 years old, and again, I'm not gonna dissect the right or wrong of Kyrie Irving, but
it's available on Amazon if y'all interested.
It is, you know what I'm saying, and anybody that wants to pay $12, they can go see the movie right now, unless you are a pirate like myself. I definitely plan on consuming that on my off day tomorrow, just for content purposes. But anywho, I don't want to really get into the right or wrong, man, because again, I don't, even with the research that I've done personally, I don't know if I'm well versed enough to talk right or wrong.
Let me get some clarification here. Are you saying
I can
right
summarize
or wrong?
The film?
Wait. Before you summarize the film, Are you saying right or wrong in terms of Kyrie's decision to post this link? Or are you saying the actual content of the film?
Not his decision to post it, but his decision to double down on, because like he simply had to say, I'm against anti-Semitism, and I think this would have went a lot different. And he had the opportunity to say that in many a public platform since his initial tweet, and he decided against, simply saying, "Hey, I just endorsed this movie for whatever reason."
So if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And I'm in like Martin Luther Irving. At this point, I found a new respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. I wasn't fucking with him with the COVID and the flat earther shit. Thought it was some weirdo shit. But like this shit right here, if you watch his last 2 interviews he's done since this shit, I'm definitely on board with him. You know what I'm saying? The world fucking seems to stop whenever there's some anti-Semitic jargon or language that's used. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, let's back up though.
Hold on.
We gotta give context.
Yeah,
Go for it.
That's where I was going, because I said, so what Alex was talking about, I think that's gonna lead us into the appropriate conversation that needs to be had. But go ahead, Alex.
So the film, I'm going to summarize the film real brief. Basically, it's a think piece on who are the true children of Israel, which I don't see anything wrong with self-discovery, trying to, understand who you are, where you came from. That's really what the film is about. But within that, there were some regurgitated theories about the Holocaust being a hoax and all that kind of stuff, which caused the film as a whole to be deemed anti-Semitic. But 80 to 90% of the film was based on sound research and, just historical evidence, artwork, language, linguists, all that kind of stuff to kind of frame up that essentially Black people are the true children of Israel, which, history has shown that things can get convoluted, things get pirated, they get stolen,
whitewashed.
Right, whitewashed for lack of a better term, all throughout world history. So if people have started to uncover, these clues or hints or whatever to kind of point the signs that, hey, maybe the current inhabitants of Israel, the people that are claiming to be Israelites, maybe weren't the original people that was there, is no different than Native Americans talking about how they were the original inhabitants of North America, South America, and everything on the Western Hemisphere. It's no different. Like that's fair rhetoric because it's been hundreds, thousands of years since all these people have migrated through these regions in these countries. So as a whole, if you're gonna watch the movie, don't just shit on the movie without actually watching it. Try to understand the lens. And
I want to ask a question though, Alex. Like,
there's a lesson there, but go ahead, ask your question there.
Why now though? Like, so again, I've already said that the movie came out minimum 4 years ago. So why now? Like,
so why not? Well, so this is the thing. Like the theories that were in this movie, I've come encounter with in a Christian Black church. I've heard Christian Black pastors talk about how Black people are the Gentiles and how we were the original slaves and how we were the ones exiled. This is not new rhetoric. This is not a new conversation.
That's what I'm asking, but that's not what I'm asking. So why now? I'm
for Kyrie to post this
on the heels of what?
Kanye West.
There you go. There you go. Like that is the only reason when we're talking about anything with the words anti-Semite or anti-Semitism.
There's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of lessons to be learned here. First off, Kyrie is a victim to fuck around and find out.
Right.
All right. That bear was already poked. There was no reason to poke it again.
Yeah.
That wasn't a sound decision. And it's not just about what Kyrie believes, because his beliefs are, he's entitled to them. And I don't think as long as you're not being actively hateful with your beliefs, I think you should be able to believe whatever you want to believe. But publicly sharing this in this climate, he had to know what time it was.
Had to.
Yeah. And then so the other piece too that I want to address, and we can get to it later, we can get to it right now, but I feel like a lot of people are frustrated with the Black community's response to anti-Semitism as a whole. And I think you got to understand that Black people in America in particular have a unique experience to where I feel like we have, and we even though we're not Jewish, we have an opinion on how discrimination and racism and cultural biases play out in today's society. So I think, like some Black people been kind of dismissive of it. Some Black people kind of poking fun at it. But we experiencing that shit real time.
But
there is no question as to what our experiences have been. Like
a lot of people's first introduction to anti-Semitism was 2 weeks ago. They never even heard the term. Like you have to understand. To this day, I would bet 2 in 10 Black people don't know what the definition of anti-Semitism, right?
Well,
so
if our listeners are Black, I just gave it to them. So
you did, right? But understanding that it's a lot of people that don't even know how to feel. It's a lot of people that don't have the information. I would go out on a limb and say that we don't have all the information necessary to have a in-depth conversation about it.
This is another lesson.
Go ahead.
So, part of the thing that bothers me about Kyrie, and this doesn't just start with this posting of the link. It's his desire to present himself as an intellectual without doing any of the hard work and research to actually be intellectual on the topic that he wants people to think he's smart about, whether it's the flat earth, whether it's COVID vaccines. And I think part of it, Kyrie thinks he's a martyr, right? Like he really tries to martyr himself on several occasions. And I like I said, there's so many lessons here. It's Kyrie asked for this, and like I said, he fucked around and found out. Right? If you want to have this conversation about Black people being the original Hebrew people, do the research. Don't post a link knowing that they're going to ask you questions on that podium. So when they ask you questions on that podium, you should be talking about the different tribes and the DNA ties to Africa and the biblical references. You should literally come out there and show yourself to be a studied person to have that conversation. Otherwise, what are you doing?
That's my take. If we go in there, be a teacher, my nigga. Be a teacher.
Now, can we talk about another aspect? Here's the most disappointing thing in all of this. I think Kyrie Irving on a lot of levels shows that he's a very philanthropic person. He's a person that gives to his community, that cares about the causes with not only rhetoric, but also action. He's not a hateful person at all. He's never presented himself that way. So when someone is ignorant in the sense that they just don't know, I feel like that's an opportunity for education and not a beatdown. And so when I see Shaq and Charles Barkley and the Shannon Sharps and the Stephen A. Smiths, and I see all these other Black men piling on Kyrie, that bothers me. And especially Shaq. And I'm gonna bring this up about Shaq because it really.
Why do we assume Kyrie doesn't know though?
He doesn't. He doesn't. No way he could be that stupid to basically poke this hornet's nest and not be prepared for the backlash if he knew.
I think he probably wanted to say more, but his PR team probably advised him to just shut up and apologize.
I don't know, Alex, because it's not like it wasn't precedent literally a week before this shit happened. Probably not even a week, days. We are literally on the heels of probably one of the most notorious falls from grace I think we've witnessed in quite a long time with how all these corporate people in all these places have reacted to Kanye's statement, right? So like on the heels of that, and again, let's be clear, Kyrie did nothing but post a screen grab of said movie, correct?
Mind you, I just also want to point this out.
I don't like the rhetoric that we give it. We kind of treat this nigga like he a shut up and dribble ass nigga, like he can't be an intellectual.
Right.
Like that's what this shit sound like to me. No, like y'all niggas is off course.
I'm asking Kyrie, like if you gonna double down, if you gonna take that stance, then you use that platform and that opportunity to teach the people.
You don't gotta do the fucking research if we've been living it every fucking day of our life. We came up knowing the truth. That's just like these motherfuckers telling us Jesus ain't fucking Black or wasn't Black when the Bible clearly depicts him that way.
Okay, but see, there's a difference though.
So
right?
what the fuck do we gotta research at that point?
If you just said Jesus is Black, right? And then you said the Bible, and then you if needed to, right? You could literally
there are scrolls. Okay.
No,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. There are parts of the Bible that they have negated. They've whitewashed it down the path, but there are literally scrolls that are there that still depict him as that.
You can say Jesus is Black, and then you could literally point something out. Hey, this is why I'm saying Jesus is Black. What I'm saying about Kyrie Irving is because I actually agree with him that there literally is DNA evidence, the Limba tribe in Zimbabwe and in parts of South Africa that ties them. They have DNA markers to Hebrew people from thousands of years ago. If you're going to have the conversation and you're going to say, hey, this is us, we are Hebrew, then do the
so let me ask you this question.
You can have that conversation.
Let me ask you this question. Y'all said that he could have handled it better. He should have been ready to fucking answer the question. You just played a game. You just dropped 30. You sitting there. You just went over the fucking box scores. You expect the NBA fucking questions pertaining to fucking the game you just played. And when you get sideswiped with some shit that you wasn't ready for, of course, in the moment, you're gonna make a mistake. I think this is what I think. I don't think Kyrie naturally went out there poking and prodding the bear, wanting to fucking cause this media storm that he did. These motherfuckers, they've been looking for the opportunity to fucking get Kyrie ever since the flat earther shit has happened, right? It just so happened
the COVID vaccine is really
the COVID vaccine definitely pushed it over the top. So I'm sure there's motherfuckers monitoring his shit. And it was like, oh, we got the motherfucker. And they sent their fucking reporter there to ask him this. He got sideswiped by the answer. He didn't answer. He didn't handle it. He didn't answer it.
I actually agree with everything Josh
He didn't handle it the best way he could. He should have. I'm just making my point, and we could definitely build from there. I don't feel as though he handled it the right way in the moment, but at the same time, when it was brought to his attention that it was wrong, he did apologize. And then these motherfuckers was like, your apology ain't enough, nigga. Let's make an example of you.
That's because he didn't explicitly apologize at first.
But why do I have to kiss the fucking ring and make my if this is what I feel is my portion of it, and that's what I'm apologizing for, that's what the fuck I'm gonna stand on. And whatever comes of it, that's what comes of
it. This is hypocritical on the NBA's part in the sense that the NBA has a multi-billion-dollar agreement or partnership with Amazon. And Amazon literally sells this documentary, this literature, right?
Absolutely.
So there's some hypocrisy there. How can you hold Kyrie to a higher standard than you hold your business partner to? So there's that conversation, right?
You want to know why?
Well, because of money.
Because it's one of them. It's one of them men that made the call. One of them men that fall under that umbrella of motherfuckers. Because anytime we talk about that side of the fence, them motherfuckers control the majority of the shit that move and shake shit. They made a call to the NBA.
Like Kanye.
Yeah. They made a call to the fucking NBA.
Relax. We're not gonna say that.
Listen, I ain't said nothing wrong. Like, I haven't said a thing wrong, but they made a call to the NBA, and at that point, in order to keep those fucking relationships where they are and keep that fucking money moving the way it moved, let's crucify this nigga.
But Joff, I think you're right.
Joff saying something though, man.
I think you're right. I think you're right. But like the thing that I don't want y'all to lose sight of, brother. Kyrie Irving got 17.6 million people that follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
When you have that big of a following, it's nothing that you
responsibility.
Put out.
Yeah, you should be a lot more responsible.
It's nothing that you put out that you should ever be sideswiped for and not be ready to have a conversation. Like that's my stand.
Another point that I think we need to bring up. If you want to have a conversation about Black people and Hebrew people, right? You can have that conversation without mentioning Hitler at all. Hitler should never be in your argument. And Kyrie dropped the ball by literally posting something that references Hitler in any type of positive light. That he has to wear that. That's his fault.
I agree 1,000%. And that's what I said.
But that was a small portion of the
It doesn't matter. If you want to discredit yourself, then you can tell 100 facts, but the minute you say that something positive about Hitler, you've just discredited everything you've said, and that's the way it is.
No, I'm in agreement. I'm 100% in agreement there, but I feel as though there's a muzzle that's put on African American men when they do step out of the line. Everybody else in the world can do what the fuck they want and say what the fuck they want. We are the only people that are publicly lynched, and then we turn our back on each other. Kanye, for whatever the fuck Kanye was doing, his shit was the reason why I could never rock with Kanye, because it was self-serving. This Kyrie Irving situation, I don't feel like it's self-serving. I feel like it's one of those things that he personally may have felt. I don't think Kyrie gives it two shits if half of those 17 million followers think like he thinks, because he's going to be his own individual at the end of the day. He has proven that to us. So I don't think that he puts anything out there in the world hoping to make a change as far as like rhetoric. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's about making a change, but think about yourself, right? Think about any post that you make, right?
I don't post for this reason, but go ahead.
Exactly. If you putting something into the atmosphere, right? You are, especially when you have a 17 million people following, you are provoking conversation, whether it be directly or indirectly. You are provoking conversation by just putting content out into the atmosphere. Do y'all agree with that?
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. So like, if you do something as small as just posting a poster of said movie, right? And if you add no context to that, it's gonna provoke a conversation, right?
Sure.
And you have to be prepared as an individual who presented that content to have a conversation in reference to it. But you can't go radio silent. You can't start talking in parables and shit like he does when he's being interviewed instead of directly speaking to.
I can buy that he wasn't prepared to answer those questions immediately following a basketball game. But once the interview went sideways, Kyrie and his team should have delivered some sort of media where he could have, explained his stance. There were opportunities before we got to this point to where Kyrie could have better explained himself. He could have been better prepared for that conversation. And honestly, frankly, what probably would have helped him is a little bit of honesty, which is I didn't watch that whole thing.
Do y'all think it's irresponsible though? Do you think it's irresponsible to provoke a conversation and not provide context?
Yeah, because I think it's irresponsible because you lend everybody else's, I guess, their interpretation opinion of what you mean. You know what I'm saying?
We saw this narrative. We saw this in 2015? Colin Kaepernick took a knee, right? I still to this day don't believe he fully understood the ramification or the message that he was trying to get across when he took the knee. I feel like he kind of crafted it over time. Once it started getting some media attention. This is the same thing, kind of in a sense. Kyrie floated the link to the movie out there without really giving much thought to the backlash or what would happen.
I don't even think he watched it all.
Do you think he was? Do you think him posting that was in response to the shit that was happening with Ye?
I think he thought it was an opportunity to highlight some of his, what's the word?
Yes, to answer your
unpopular beliefs. I mean, he's a flat earther. He didn't agree with the vaccine. So for him to, have this opinion that blacks are the original Hebrews is kind of in line.
Let's have another conversation. There are a lot of us who feel like we must stick up for one another when shit hits the fan. And a lot of black people that felt like Kanye was getting unfair treatment literally stuck their necks on the line on his behalf. I think Kyrie was kind of one of them to say, hey,
everybody had a Kanye theory. You know what I'm saying? This is what he was trying to say, ass nigga.
Well, that's my point. So if you're Kyrie Irving and you think, okay, I've done some research and I believe that black people are the original Hebrew people. So Kanye's not as crazy as y'all think he is. Yeah. So now you put that link out there to I guess, affirm your beliefs. But the problem is either you forgot about that Hitler part or you just wasn't thinking, look, they're gonna cherry pick the if, like you said, if it's 100 factual things on there and it's that one bullshit thing on there, he should have known they're gonna cherry pick that one bullshit thing.
And I'm to the point with Alex and you. I don't think he watched the shit all the way.
I don't think he watched it. I think he probably heard 45 seconds.
I think he got the parts of it that he wanted. The Pink Monkey Notes, nigga. Take it since we is at the Millennium tour, nigga. Let's go to the Pink Monkey Notes.
Yeah,
nigga, like, you know what I'm saying. But no, so. I mean, let's switch gears, man. So, does the punishment match the crime right now?
What's the crime? Hell no.
There is. I think the crime.
I'm just saying. I'm just calling it a crime because they're treating it as such. He has all these requisites that he has to meet. You know what I'm saying? Before he can be reinstated to play a fucking game.
I'll say this. They're trying to humiliate him, and I think they've done that. Again, Kyrie does not come off, at least publicly, as a hateful person. And when somebody that does not have ill intention says something ignorant, I think the proper response is education.
Can I make a correlation?
Sure.
So look, we talked about this 2 weeks ago with Kanye, right?
Yep. How he keep that same energy.
Where no, just hear me out though.
Hateful, but go ahead.
This is what you need to hear out, and this is the correlation that I want to make. So we talked about Kanye and his belief that he had relationships with people in higher places, than bigger fucking relations than he might have had, right? So we set up here and we said Kanye jumped the line. He became a billionaire. He bypassed the opportunity to make those relationships where people at times like this, when the world is turning on you, where people would come out and say, no, that brother's not like that. I know this motherfucker. I've known him and I've done business with him for so many XYZ. He's not like that. Kanye didn't have that defense. He came to black folks to be like, I'm black. They trying to lynch me in public. Y'all save me. No, that don't work. For me, Kyrie Irving, and this is just from what NBA players have been saying over the last week, he has built those relationships. Although he's not a very public individual, no one in the NBA talks bad about Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? And as the person that he is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking to the person, not the teammate, not none of that. The person that he is, no one speaks negative about him. Everyone says that he is the most giving, well-rounded, open-minded individual that they've come across, right? So for him to be torn down in the media as this selfish, you know what I'm saying? This selfish, filled with hate, monger, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And the people that are fucking downgrading him or taking shots at him, those motherfuckers need to be reprimanded. And I think that's going to get us to where you want to be, John.
Again, before you go, John, more context, right? Kyrie is from New York, New Jersey area, right?
Correct.
And the Black Israelites is a huge movement.
Yeah.
And that especially in the early 90s, you know,
your boy Chingy.
I got held hostage I got held hostage in an Uber for 35 minutes. The man, my man's wouldn't let me out, but he wanted to educate me on it.
So like and where he grew up at, like that was a big part of how he grew up, you know what I'm saying, just in that area. So, you know, again, I know Black Israelites. It's people on my timeline who are Black Israelites. And again, I don't know if it's anything that he did wrong, but I think like even if you're not going to apologize because you don't feel like you did anything wrong, like you can still come out and have a conversation, right? And why is that? Because like when we first talked about it, when we first brought it up, I was like, why he ain't just apologized through the gate? Because like, why is that such a hard thing to do? Because again,
because he believes what he believes, and he shouldn't have to apologize.
It's not about necessarily apologizing, in my opinion. Explain yourself. If you don't explain yourself, then you're going to open yourself up to everyone else's interpretations of your actions, especially as a public figure.
You're right, but even if, because like it's apologizing when you feel like you were wrong. It's apologize, like you can simply apologize for having somebody else interpret your thoughts and your motives.
You see it all the time,
the wrong way. And I think if he simply did that, we're not even talking about dude right now, to be absolutely honest.
I will also say this, because this is something that he said that it really resonates with me as a Black man, and I feel sorry for him. I empathize with anybody in that situation. Kyrie said, I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. And there's
Kanye said the same thing in other words.
He did say the same thing. And what that speaks to is obviously their research on those tribes, but it also speaks to the condition that we are in as Black people in this country, where our origin has been muddied, our origin has been stripped of us, and people are trying to seek that origin out. And there's no blueprint to it. There's no roadmap to that. So you might find yourself on a documentary. You might find yourself on websites, on Twitter. There's literally a thirst for, where did I come from? Who am I outside of the slave narrative? And that's the thing that I kind of empathize with Kyrie about, and Kanye, because they're literally, fuck the free think part. There's a part of all of us that need to know where we come from.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair for sure.
Now can we talk about the Coons?
That was well said, John.
Can we talk about the Coons?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, because the first one I want to talk about is Shaq. All right, the big 7 foot 400-pound Coon Shaq, because for him to get up there, and I just want to paint this picture too.
Hold on. These guys got other interests that they have to appease. So yeah, they gonna get up there and tap dance.
Listen,
Then
listen. Let me
don't
finish
speak on.
painting the
Then don't
picture.
speak on the culture. Don't
Let-
speak
let
on.
me-
Don't
let me
speak on
paint this
another black
picture.
man.
I watched a set with 4 people, right? It was Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny Anderson, and Ernie. What's his last name?
Kenny Smith, man.
Kenny
Ernie
Smith, whatever,
Johnson.
man. I don't give a fuck.
And
All
Ernie
right?
Johnson,
Ernie-
EJ, Ernie
All right.
Johnson.
And I watched the 2 black men. Shout out to Kenny for really not, he wasn't one, he didn't participate. But I watched the 2 black men go in on Kyrie while Ernie got to sit there and basically be quiet for a lot of that talk, that conversation. And that really bothered me. And the thing about Shaq that bothers me the most, and I say Shaq because I think most of us would agree, Chuck has a history of cooning, right? This is not the first time Chuck has been a part of one of these parties. But Shaq, who presents himself as a ambassador for the culture, literally became the face of Papa John's to cover for that racist fucking founder guy, right? He literally, because he was invested in the company, agreed to be the company front to save the profits for a fucking racist.
For
So
himself.
You talking your shit now?
who the
For
fuck is he
himself.
to have a fucking moral high horse here? That
Shaquille
really,
O'Neal
really
is the
bothered me with
majority
Shaquille O'Neal.
owner of Papa John's Pizza.
Man, fuck him, man. Fuck Papa John's too. That pizza was disgusting. All right.
Worst sausage of all time. Pause.
Oh,
Pause, nigga,
why you gotta get
pause.
weird, man? Why you gotta get weird, man?
The worst sausage
know what I'm
ever.
Man,
saying?
I feel like with this, because I kind of feel like it's like almost like a black versus Jewish thing, which is not, but I feel like that's kind of where the media is portraying it. So all the black people with a voice are kind of speaking up. And I think what they think they're doing is they're trying to show racist white people how they should respond when another white person does
Can I
something racist
make an
toward
admission
black
here?
people.
Can I make an admission here?
What up?
Part of me understands what Kanye was saying when he says that he's jealous, right? I'm not going to go into the quote in its entirety, but as people who have been shitted on in this environment for hundreds of years, and for anti-blackness to go unchecked, right? It to me, it's a spit in the face that Nike or Adidas, I'm sorry, will cancel Kanye over anti-Semitic comments, but not the anti-black ones, right? And so we talked about that word empathy. What is hard for us as black people is to give a fuck about somebody else's plight more than we care about ours. Right? Nobody cares about ours. So when it's us on the shit end of this, nobody gives a shit.
And that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like that's really what this boils down to.
It's not that's not us saying that we have an issue with the Jewish community. It's not us saying that we are pro anti-Semitism. It's just us saying, man, what the fuck about us? Right? What about us? Right? Like who gonna care about us? Why don't nobody come to our defense? Why don't companies
because we're not at the heads of these fucking the way that you impact people is you hit their ass where it hurts. And where it hurts is in their pockets. And the fact that we don't sit on none of these boards, we don't make none of these decisions, we're not heads of these Fortune 500 companies that move and shake and get these niggas to do they jigs and they dances, they will never care about what the fuck we got going on. The thing is, go ahead, Nate.
No, and then you guys brought it up already, just the divide amongst the culture, right? We can't unify on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't unify for one cause. And again, like not to continue to even endorse shit that Kanye said, but I mean he said a lot. A lot of that shit was off base, but you know, in essence, he said a lot. And
what's anti-Semitic about saying a group of people are in power or controlling something?
Because it implies that the power or control is tied to the group, the group's ethnicity, and it's not.
But that doesn't align with the definition I read of what anti-Semitism is.
There's a lot of definitions.
But keep in mind, Alex, a lot of people don't even know what anti-Semitism is.
And people, this goes for all
so it's
forms
like a buzzword at this point.
Goes for all forms of anti whatever group you want to place. That shit's left up to the interpretation of the person with the microphone. All right. Like You know what?
There's so many layers to this, man. It's so many layers to it, and I feel like we could talk about this all night. We've got a few more pressing subjects that we're gonna talk to, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it here. Anything else we want to lend to this conversation or lend to this?
Fuck Shaq, fuck LeBron James.
We never even got to shit on LeBron, man. I feel like we owe it to the listeners to shit on LeBron because he's a fucking loser bastard. I burned my LeBron jersey this week because he's a fuck boy. So yeah,
Shouldn't have had
These
one to
niggas
begin
gotta
with.
protect the bag, bruh.
fuck that, nigga.
That makes him a
LeBron
goon.
big enough. LeBron's big enough in the world to where the bag got to come to him. Kanye thought he was that. LeBron is that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what though? LeBron has been anti that his entire career. Like if you think about one of the biggest contrasts between LeBron and Mike did that his whole career where he always he stayed away
from everything
he stayed away
political,
from all that shit on purpose. And LeBron has been anti that his whole career.
But he showed his true colors when Daryl Morey said something about Hong Kong and China after Nike gave him that Billy. And ever since then, he been moving funny when it comes to these things.
Yeah,
because LeBron about that guap, bro.
Well, then don't call me your brother. Don't hug me. Don't speak on me, nigga. If at the end of the day you gonna vilify me when your masters them tell you to. Fuck you. Malcolm X had a real conversation about these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
His master is the almighty dollar, bro.
That's
all.
Okay, I mean, that's what Malcolm X was calling a coon.
This nigga sound like Tip on ATL. I want to skate with you no more.
Listen, man. I mean,
skate with you.
It's been hard to be a black man in 2022. Real shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And to see prominent figures that that you thought were for the culture. And I know I say this every fucking week, for the culture. But motherfuckers say they of the culture, but like Alex say, motherfuckers is about that mean green dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? And when them niggas tell you to jump, them niggas gonna jump higher. When them niggas tell them to shut up and dribble, them niggas gonna shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask a question real quick before we jump topics? Because Alex brought up another good point though, right?
Go for it.
So when we talk about being for the culture, are we not as unified because we don't really know our culture? You know what I'm saying? There's so many different, ideologies, and this is where we started from. This is where we came from. Again, I got some Moorish friends on my you know what I'm saying, on my friends list. And I had the same things. I had the Black Israelites. I had everything, right? And do we not unify because we don't know our origin story?
Like the great prophet DMX say, I'm not gonna knock what a nigga do to get by. Just make sure you get by. If you black, I fucking stand with you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the fuck it is. As long as it ain't no fuck nigga shit, no coonery shit, motherfucker, I'm with you 1000%. I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when I speak for the culture, it don't matter if you Moors or Black Israelites or Jehovah's Witness or whatever the fuck you want to, call yourself to be a denomination. If you doing positive shit and you being attacked or fucking, downgraded for less than what you are, I'm standing the fuck with you, regardless of what the fucking outcome may be.
Hey.
And when I say true to the culture, that's what the fuck I mean when I'm talking culture.
For the record, I would like to talk to some of your Moorish friends, because the only experience I have with a Moor was a nigga who pulled out a folded up piece of paper out of his back pocket to try to get out of paying sales tax at Chili's. All right. And I offered to pay that nigga's $3 worth of tax, and he was adamant that I could
We
not.
ain't doing big dog.
He said that he is not a
sovereign.
U.S.
We ain't
citizen.
I'm a
I
sovereign
got some
American.
questions, man. I got some questions for your host.
Nigga, what your question need to be, you need to figure out how you can get one of them pieces of paper, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
The owner was like, I can't do that. I just give you a discount on your meal, man. He was like,
But we gonna pay these taxes, nigga.
That tax gonna be cool.
We just go discount the actual entree, my guy. But we paying Uncle Sam, all right.
Hey man, fuck with the media show, y'all, bro. Being a black person in America is a very diverse and unique experience, bro. It's not all that fucking shoot 'em up, gang bang, fuck bitches, and all that shit to me this show, bro. We got some diversity, and a lot of that shit is funny as hell, bro.
It's the dopest shit, but nigga, that just does not set up our next topic well
Yeah,
at
that
all,
definitely
motherfucker.
goes.
Hey, I just wanted to get that out there. Niggas talking about
that
wars
was the
and
worst
shit.
type of segue for what we
Yeah,
finna
man.
talk
The
about.
opposite of a
and that's
segue.
fine.
But you right. You right.
That's fair because while we're here, let's take it to this point, man. You know, it's been an interesting week. You know, we talk about the powers that be. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Making calls.
It's hot in your hood, Jaffe.
Oh no. We're not gonna talk about my hood. We'll finish up on that, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what hood it is hot in. You know what I'm saying? It's hot in Twitterverse. You know what I'm saying? And Twitterland is real hot. The hostile takeover was not just our podcast last week. You know what I'm saying? There was a hostile takeover at Twitter, man. Elon Musk bought that shit out. And you know, a lot of people got pink slips this week.
Fumbled the bag.
You know, a lot of people got pink slips this week. And a lot of this hate speech and this hate rhetoric that we speak about, it was put on test, man. So for those of you who don't know, Twitter was sold to Elon Musk. They had a couple months of negotiations back and forth, but Elon Musk effectively took control of Twitter last week. By the end of last week, he did inform over half of the staff that, you know, they will not be returning on Monday. So they didn't get a formal release of work or severance package. They were informed by email. Most of them said that they just were unable to sign into their work computers. So with that, you know, that was the whole being able to police. I don't want to say police Twitter, but at least monitor Twitter for, you know, the fake news, the hate rhetoric. It's kind of opened up the floodgates for these fucking backwoods sitting in their mom basement, racist and real anti-Semitic folks to come out of the woodworks. So, well, how do you guys feel about Twitter so far under Elon Musk? I mean, we all are avid Twitter fucking users. So how are we feeling about Twitter so far?
The funniest thing I seen on Twitter post Elon Musk takeover was the person who spelled out the word nigger and like characters, like they spelled the N out in like this giant N and like a bunch of N characters to make the shape of an N, and then the I with a bunch of I characters. And it was like it was like 6 different tweets long just to say the word nigger. I thought that shit was hilarious.
But you see the environment that we're walking into now?
That nigga Elon Musk then turned Twitter into a Call of Duty lobby. All right.
Yeah. a lot of 8-year-olds dropping the N-bomb, you know what I'm saying?
It's nigger.
Yeah. It's just, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's hard out here to be black because in what time and what space is that ever okay? Do you get what I'm saying?
Said some anti-Semitic shit, they ass would have got banned instantly.
Not on Twitter,
but you know, but it's hypocritical as fuck because he said that he's opening it back up to free speech, and a lot of the people that were banned from the previous regime are going to be able to get their, you know, platforms back to continue their rhetoric. You know, over the weekend, Kathy Griffin, a well-known comedian, she made jokes about Elon Musk. Sunday morning, what do y'all think happened to Kathy Griffin's fucking Twitter?
Access denied.
Access fucking denied. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. The people that's in charge, they call the shots, they make the decisions. Elon Musk is moving the goalposts as he fucking goes. It's supposed to be a place for free speech, as long as you don't talk shit about me. You say some shit that I don't like about me, I'm banning your ass. So, I mean, where is this free space? Where is this fucking...
For the record, if I had a platform and y'all was talking about my no mustache, I'm banning all you niggas, man.
Nigga, we just gonna go to what's Trump platform called? Truth.
I ain't gonna see it. I ain't not on.
We going over there. We going over there. We go cook your ass, motherfucker.
we had this conversation on. We had this conversation before, man, about free speech. Free speech, like you can say what the fuck you want. The consequences still gonna be that waiting on you after you say what you got to say.
That's the exact point that I wanted to get to, Nate. That freedom of speech ain't free. It's only free to the people that fucking control the narrative, which is the media, right? So, or the people who run these platforms. So you can talk all the shit you want. And if they deem it to be okay, like saying nigga and 150 characters on 6 different tweets, if they deem that to be okay, then it's okay by the world. But if you say, you repost something anti-Semitic, you know, you get a firestorm of bullshit coming around you, you know? So it's just one of those things. Like, what makes any anti-Semitic speech different than this person tweeting nigger and 156 characters on 6 different tweets?
I mean, I'll say it like this. The public response to it is not the same, but whoever, you know, tweets nigger, his employer is definitely, if it were to make it back to his employer, he's probably going to still lose his job.
Yeah. I dare you to put your location on, my nigga.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tweeting it from a burner account because they know
Yeah,
if it
course.
comes back to their actual identity, they still going to feel the ramifications of that.
So, like, in essence, it's not even free speech because ain't nobody out
Ain't
there.
nothing free.
ain't nobody out there like posting under they regular profile if you out there talking that crazy.
Hey,
You know.
man, the Twitter handle go crazy. If
Yeah.
the world knew what my real Twitter handle was, it'll be all bad out here.
You
in
talk
these
about
streets,
culture.
man.
Look, man. So my original Twitter handle before I went to the big homie John was Computers Putin, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Cam, man. Computers Putin, right? I don't know how to spell Putin,
Spelled
so I spelled it like Putin.
Russia.
Yeah, boy, they was on my bumper. Boy, they thought I was a fucking bot, man.
Yeah.
They were trying to get you up out of
Yeah,
there.
they thought I
You were
was a
spreading
bot.
misinformation, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
who
your BBC hero was an animal on Twitter for the first 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
BBC.
And now it's just Lord Pretty Jaffo, man. But your BBC hero was an animal.
Hey, tell the people what BBC stand for, G.
I will not. They can Google it. They can Google it. I will
They
not.
can search it on Pornhub.
Talk
Hey,
about Google
on
like
the Batty Hub. On the Batty Hub, G. Hey, man, I'm glad we got our laughs out, man. Elon is definitely a clown, G. He always gonna be good for a good laugh or two, man. But let's bring it to a more pressing matter. And I don't know if it's pressing, man, but it seems like we come into the show at least once a month now, and we have to, you know, send our condolences to a fallen, you know, member of the culture. I'm sure by now all of our listeners, they're very invested in the culture. So I'm sure by now they've heard about the tragic news of Migos member Takeoff being killed on Halloween night. Tragedy in itself, man. So condolences to that man, condolences to his family. We're not a gossip site. We always try to find the context or the conversation and the situation. So we're not gonna fucking report on it. If you want information, please, you know, seek it, you know, like we tell Kyrie to do your own research, but we gonna definitely have a conversation based around what we think was prevalent in that moment. And I think it's one of those things that we're all guilty of. When being in mixed company, that's definitely an opportunity for things to go left. So I use this as a teaching lesson for my son. So, you know, for as secure as you want to be, I'm guilty of it. My son's guilty of it. And I think we're all guilty of it. Like, hey, I'm going out with so-and-so XYZ, and I know all of them. So we good. But we say we good with a lot of shit, right? And then we get to where we at. And the number one priority every time you step outside is what?
Get to the crib.
Make it back to the crib. Make it back to the crib. But because you get somewhere, you get with people, because you know them, I think we let our guards down. And you know, you forget that although you with your people and you 100 with your people, whenever you're in mixed company, there's always the potential for things to go left. And I think that was what happened with this situation. What you guys think?
I think this is why older Black men don't typically make new friends. This is we don't like being around people that's not in our circle.
Indeed. I think Nate say that shit once a month. Is that his circle of friends is so fucking tight. Like, and when a new motherfucker come in, like that shit is motherfucking like earned.
Awkward,
like it's just not given.
I mean, off-brand niggas, G. I don't do off. Like I don't. nigga, like you better fully vet out your circle of friends before you even involve me in with them niggas. G.
Indeed,
you know
indeed.
What I'm saying? Like I need to know specifics, because I don't. No, sir. I don't do it, man.
I will say this. It was something I thought that was pretty powerful that Dion said. And what he said was, as you grow and mature and reach new heights, you have to change your address, right? And he's not talking about your physical address. He's talking about you have to move on from the shit you used to do, move on from the people you used to being around, so that this shit don't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? We have had so many rappers get killed since we've been doing this show, right? This pod. And all I keep thinking about, and I've heard so many of the like top DJs from the culture, Ebro, Flex, they all say the same thing. Jay and Marcy, Jay ain't around niggas with pistols, right? It's sad, and I don't want to use this as an opportunity to feel like I'm lecturing nobody, but like, man, when you got some good shit going for you, man, like, man, stay away from them niggas.
Lecture, because like, it's this, like, why the fuck do we as black men and men of the culture and all, why do we feel like we gotta have such a connection to the street?
No matter, I don't get it at all.
No matter where we are or how we level up in life, why do we feel like we gotta have that connection to the to the street?
I want to preface this. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to just jump in right here. We're not saying that Takeoff.
Oh, no,
forgive me, I don't know the man's name.
Bystander.
He was that's the point that I want to get out there.
Yeah.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, an innocent bystander. None of this happened on based on his accord. You know what I'm saying? According to all of the accounts, the man didn't conversate with nobody that night. He was sitting at a fucking table by himself, drinking his drink, smoking his weed, relaxing. The shit popped off with somebody. Well, we all know who it started with. It started with his uncle.
Either way, bro, we're not gonna place blame on nobody.
We're not gonna place blame. But this is what I'm saying. How many times us, and we always relate it back to us. I've been privileged to 100 fucking dice games. You know what I'm saying? I've stood up at a group of fucking 15, 20 people and told them niggas, I'm nice at basketball, nigga. You don't want these problems. We can get it on in the morning. XYZ.
Talk about what I'm talking about real quick, bro. Why do we gotta have that connection to the street, bro? I ain't gonna lie.
I'll tell you right now, I have an answer for that question.
Go
ahead.
The answer for that question is because as we move up and see less of us, we don't fit in. We can't be ourselves.
I'm 40.
No, you see, I get what you're saying, Nate, and I agree with you to an extent. But there's something comforting about being around people that understand you. And as you move up into those millionaire, those six-figure folks, whatever it is, they start to be less and less like you. And some of that is a good thing. Some of that is growth. Some of that is maturity. But some of that, it's disturbing a little bit, right? You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's stuffy. You just can't be you. And so I feel for people in that situation, because if I didn't have y'all, right, if it was just, I could only like fool with the people as our tax brackets grow and everything else, man, like this shit would be trash.
Man, I'm graduating from all the bullshit, my nigga. Like that's where I'm at in my life, G. I'm like, so,
we're
no matter how I grew up or who I grew up around, at this point in Nate's life, you're never gonna see me around a dice game. Right?
I agree.
I don't even think the dice game was a culprit here. I think that narrative is false.
I agree. No,
I think what John is saying, though, no matter how many of those privileged rooms we get to be in as we grow and elevate, it's still some dirtbag niggas around us that no matter what, they still gonna be there. You grew up with some dirtbag niggas and them niggas is loyal. Just because they dirtbags, they still loyal to you. Nate, you from the Keys, G. Yeah. You got a couple do dirt ass niggas that you not necessarily that you invite to your crib or fly out to Atlanta, but when you back home, say
that, and then at the same time when you say that, I want to remind you of what I always say about people who I fool with. I know how to fuck with niggas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know how to separate myself from situations that don't serve.
But see, that's
the danger in itself. That's exactly what I want to say. The fact that you know how to fuck with niggas, that don't mean that them niggas know how to fuck with you. Them niggas can still that shit with Takeoff. Quavo and Takeoff, them niggas felt secure. They was there with the niggas that did the perpetration on them. They was with them niggas the whole weekend, bro.
And that's
moving and shaking, only for the shit to go left out of nowhere.
I'm saying. I'm never gonna fuck even the do dirt niggas who I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? From a loyalty standpoint, I'm not gonna fuck with you where you fuck around at. You gonna come to me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I ain't gonna meet you in that spot. Come to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like you still my guy. Come to the crib. But like the thing that I said following that was I know how to separate myself from the bullshit. Not saying that you're gonna bubble yourself away from all nonsense that could come your way. That's just not realistic in thinking that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee it's a lot of niggas who you ain't gonna see, you know, at a dice game, G. Regardless if they into the, it's a lot of niggas. It's a lot of.
I don't want to see. I think a dice game minimizes the issue, right? I'm gonna bring up a situation that Al's familiar with, and I ain't gonna say the person's name, but we went to Miami. Right, we kicking it. The guys in Miami, and this one particular guy that we kick it with, he be dogging people. He be wronging people sometimes. Right. I hope he's not still doing that shit now. He's a listener. It's whatever. But somebody from his past happened to be in Miami. Luckily, it was just a shorty. What if she was with a nigga? What if that nigga would have felt obligated to defend shorty's honor? Because she definitely was on that with that energy, that confrontational energy with homie. You know what I'm saying? So you. If you keep a certain kind of company, you say you know how to fuck with people. Maybe you do, but you don't control what smoke comes their way.
But I don't know if that's if that's what we're saying, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, why do we? Okay, again,
why do we? No. I get exactly what you're saying.
Why do we, as Black men, feel like we have to have a connection to the streets? Now, let me paint the room for you. You in a room with multi-millionaires, right? Whether it be street niggas, industry niggas, entertainers, whoever it is in that room, niggas with money.
Yeah.
Right? Why is there a dice game going on, period? Number one.
I don't think there.
Because
hold on.
There definitely was a dice game.
I don't want to stay on the dice game.
Yeah.
Because like and again, I'm just talking. I'm using that as an example to identify street shit. Right? You never gonna see Jay-Z at a dice game, period. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, right? Like you're never gonna see Diddy shooting dice with some random niggas. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's at some point, I expect our people to graduate from the bullshit. So surround yourself with other niggas, you know, and again, like I think you downplaying people of a certain ilk, you know, because again, bro, like there's certain people who I hang out right now with who do nothing but motivate me, right? To
I keep better. More of those people around me than do dirt niggas.
You should keep. Again, y'all, we talk about where I'm from all the time.
Let me say this, Nate. Let me say this.
I don't care about having any ties to bullshit. Period.
True. But let me say this, because we talked about Shaq being a coon and this and that. Yeah. When you get to a certain level, I think us as Black men, we still like it's the machismo part of it. We still want to prove to ourselves that we still good in these circles. Like even though I'm over here now, nigga, I can still come to the hood. Like it ain't nowhere in Chicago where I won't step. Even though I don't live there no more, I don't politic there no more, but I feel like I'm good no matter what because I'm from that's what I'm from. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money I got, I still, my mindset tells me like, nigga, you still good. Although Chicago has completely changed. These young niggas will blow my motherfucking head off, nigga. Yeah. They don't give a fuck who I know or who I ran with coming up. But mentally, you know what I'm saying? We can't tell ourselves like, I can't go to that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be part of that.
And that's what I'm asking. Like,
so I'm gonna tell you, I come from
the
opposite end of the spectrum. Like, I've never wanted to be a street nigga. I was never a street nigga. I've never been around street niggas. It's funny. I mean,
I don't think any of us proclaim to be street niggas either.
That's fair. I'm not saying that you were, but like, you know, coming up in Bolingbrook is a little bit different, right? Now, I will tell you this. It's ironic. I only talked to like 3 niggas that I grew up with, like that, like from a young age, right? Yeah. One of the niggas is on this pod. the railroader himself.
Hey.
All right. And a couple other niggas. And then everybody else I met like from college on up, right? Nate, obviously Joff, yourself, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's because my pops showed me at a young age, hell, there's family members we can't be around. You know what I'm saying? He's so if I've always looked at it like, man, I can't go kick it, you know, with my cousin because niggas is shooting at him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so if I have to take that precaution with people that I share blood with, I've taken that precaution because it's been instilled in me with everybody and everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? And I think I was fortunate enough to have that wisdom imparted on me by my pops. But a lot of us, man, it's tough. We gravitate to what we're comfortable with. That's really all it is. Them niggas is comfortable with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be hurt by that, but a lot of times that's exactly what's going to hurt you, the shit that you're comfortable with.
Because that's where you put your guard down. I can't tell y'all how many times, and I think, you know, Nate really didn't go out a lot while we was in college, but the few times that we was out, like Nate, how many times have we stood out after the club or the bar and we was in a group, 10, 15 motherfuckers, and we talking about, nigga, we at the gym tomorrow, nigga, pull up, we gonna hoop, da-da-da-da. You know what time it is. And, you know, that's kind of the conversation that they was having afterwards, although there had been some conversation prior, but you know what I'm saying? At that moment, you never know how a nigga's feeling. And that shit could have always been left. I've been at the end of the party and a nigga come air out the motherfucking crowd. You know what I'm saying? Based on they didn't like the way you was moving inside the club or the party. You know what I'm saying? And you just so happen to be standing with a motherfucker that, you know, although you know you good with this person, but that person ain't good with the next person, and some other shit happened, bro.
I seen barbershop conversations damn near turn into fisticuffs, G. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like LeBron better than Jordan. No, nigga, I'll beat your ass. Like it turned into some shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like that's a real life conversation. But you know, again, like it's okay. We're not gonna point blame. We're not gonna put anything
zero.
But again, they was out of town. You know, when I say they, I'm talking about Quavo and Takeoff. They was out of town, supposedly being in the good graces and protection of a group of people in Houston. And you know, you guys can do your Googles, your whatever you want to do, or however you want to get around getting information. But you know, we've talked in the past about the check-in, right? We talked in the past about what that looks like, why that's necessary, and why it's only certain people. And I believe it's the people who, to your point, John, want to have that connection to the hood, right? And to, you know, just the shit.
Without getting too deep into the trenches of that individual we talking about.
Yeah.
He's shown people that if you don't check in, he gonna stop your money. And so regardless if they actually wanted to check in and actually wanted to be, they probably were obligated to in order for them to move around professionally, because unfortunately, like, the hood is a part of rap culture, right? That's just what it is. So if they want to do these shows, show up to these clubs, they want to get their appearance fees and everything else, then they probably do got to check in. And that's sad that it's like that.
But what do you do when the check-in is the trigger man?
What should be done and is those other billionaires in this industry that look like us, the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's and shit like that. Well, hell, they ain't got no pull down there. I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer, because
like the nigga Famous said, streets need a body, nigga.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. Because when Jay tried to holler at that nigga about Meg, he got checked real quick. So honestly, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him. If you're not willing to go to war with that nigga, and nobody really is, and nobody really should be, I really don't have the answer to that. I have no fucking idea.
It's unfortunate, man, because again, like, we want to stay connected to
I don't think they have a choice, though. That's what I'm saying.
I do.
That's the sad part.
I do. Like, it's, instead of employing your niggas to be your bodyguards,
I agree. Yeah, stop getting the big homies and
get some trained niggas who know how to operate.
I'll say this. I saw this interview with Young Berg,
Yeah.
and he was talking about when he got his chain snatched in Detroit. And Young Berg said he was not a street guy. And Young Berg did not hire his plus size homies to be his security. He hired actual Michigan state troopers, marshals, like real life law enforcement, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was when he went to go to this club, they're walking in, his bodyguards. He's supposed to be getting an appearance fee. The people at the door who own the club say they can't bring their weapons in. And so now he has to make this decision. Do I go in and get my money without my security having the means to protect me? Or do I walk away from this bag? He made the wrong decision. He went in, it was a setup, and they beat his ass. They took his chain and they derailed his career because of some petty, toxic aspects of this rap culture. That, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't know if they derailed his career, man. They probably pushed that nigga where he needed to go, man.
yeah, I mean, but he didn't see it
wait
that
a
way.
minute.
He didn't, I mean, you're right, because he's making way more money as hitmaker than he ever would have made as a rapper. But you see that, right? So that there's an example of somebody whose career was on an upward trajectory. He did hire the right type of security, and it still didn't matter.
But that was human error, though. Like at that point,
supposed to walk away.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, and if that bag is what that bag is, then whoever that promoter is or whoever that motherfucker that's running that shit was supposed to come out here and escort you in.
No, what it was in that particular case,
it was a setup.
It was a setup. Yeah, it was a setup.
Yeah.
So he didn't know it because he's not, he didn't have his spidey senses one tingling, whatever the case is.
We don't have to dwell on this too tough. We just want to make sure that we give our condolences. We speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Prayers to his family. I mean, I can't even imagine what Quavo probably going through. That's his nephew, man. He probably gonna live with a lifetime of guilt, but at the same time, man, shit, it's getting
Offset, bro.
Yeah.
Like
never got a chance to fucking piece it up.
It's a good chance that, the last time they spoke wasn't on the best terms, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
unfortunate as fuck.
That's a fact. It's a lot of ways you can take that shit. It's tough when somebody it leaves before you could resolve the business, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like we come in here more and more often and we're talking about losses in the culture or losses of Black men. So, prayers to that. First off, prayers to the culture, prayers to Takeoff and his family, and then, I just want to check in on you dudes, man. We was gone away for 2 weeks, man. We've been still chatting it up, man, but we still got to check in, man, from time to time. Let's make sure we strong Black men.
I do want to say one more thing.
Go for it.
I think it's imperative on us, right? When we was growing up, we just had Big and Pac, like in terms of real notable rappers that get killed. And we looked up to these artists. We, they had a personal connection to us. I think it's important that we check in with our kids and make sure that we kind of help them navigate this, because they're seeing a lot of their rappers and people that they look up to perish early behind bullshit. And like, I know for a fact, my parents ain't say shit to me about Big and Pac, but this is happening a lot. And these kids are way more connected than we were through social media and everything else like that. So I want to say, to all the listeners, make sure your kids are right.
That's a great point. That's why I'm saying we got to use these things as lessons. You know what I'm saying? As comfortable as you may be with whoever you may be out with, your guard should always be up, man. If a situation seems sketch, it ain't no need for you to be standing around. Move the fuck around. That's been a lesson of mine from day one. If the shit seem anyway kind of hairy, man, move the fuck around, man. Like, you get the play-by-play afterwards. Niggas love to talk about some shit after the fact. You can pull up to my crib and give me the play-by-play, but I'm not gonna be the nigga that y'all fucking mourning or being like, so-and-so was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, so-and-so got the fuck up out of there before it got ugly. So,
do your best to separate yourself from situations.
The goal is to make it back home.
To separate yourself to separate yourself from situations that have the potential to end badly.
And this ain't biblical or nothing, but I feel like when you get that pit in your stomach when some shit don't feel right, I feel like that's God. Listen to him.
I'm telling you to get the fuck up out of there.
Listen to him, man.
I listen to that shit all the time. I go with my gut. Yeah. My gut feeling all the time. I got a big one too, nigga.
Yeah, when you feel that way, listen to him, man.
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, nigga.
That's the Holy Spirit hollering at you, bro.
Nigga, tell you, hey, guide you in the right direction, man. Seeing that we there, man. Shit, I just want to, check in with y'all dudes mentally, man. Make sure we all still on an upward trajectory, man. My energy, you know, it's super high, bro. So November's a good month for me, man. You know, nothing really holding me back. It's full speed ahead, man. It's holiday season, man. These long ass days, this daylight saving shit. That shit's I'm on my Kyrie shit, man. That's just a hoax, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That just they get my work time out you. But mentally, man, I'm at a solid 4, man. Energy wise, man, I'm up there, man. I'm cheerful, bro. So I mean, I'm in real good energy, man. So I say I'm at about a 4 this week, man. Hey, Alex, wakey. Where you at with it, big dog?
Man, I'm at a 5, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed.
Fresh braids.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what that new braid, the new braid looking do. That nigga out here looking like Riley from the Boondocks, G.
Hey, I got a shave. I got a line. It had been about a month and a half. I was out here looking scruffy, so I'm good.
Motherfuckers out here giving the motherfuckers the Spice Adams laugh.
got a fresh 90 on the way.
And say he got that bitch in the dryer right now, G. He got that bitch toasty to jump into.
I just watched both of them though. All bullshit aside. The gray one and the black one.
It's gonna get cold outside.
I bet that motherfucker got bleach stains and all type of shit on that motherfucker.
I keep them.
That nigga probably do dishes in that motherfucker. G. He had a big ass wet spot on his stomach, G.
And just tuck that bitch into his sweat, G.
and go to Walmart. Hey, bro.
On purpose.
But we love that you at a 5, bro, man. We love that shit, bro. That's the type of energy and the time we on. John.
Yes, sir.
Where we at, man?
I'm gonna say a 4.5, man. It's almost at a 5, man. Career wise, man, I'm starting a 60-day, detail. I'm more a manager hat, so I'm excited about the opportunity. Slight bump down because the shorty, my youngest, got the flu. But honestly, that's a blessing too, because it ain't COVID, it ain't RSV. So fuck it, it is what it is.
That's a blessing. Hey, G, but I gotta ask, man, who you turn in to get that supervisor spot, G? We know you the ops, G.
Federal LA, man. Oppenheimer, man. What's up, man?
See what happened to the last suit. Man. Just follow the trail.
Right. Hey, man. Hey, Nate. On that note, man.
How could I be less than a 5 when I just saw my nigga Bobby V, G? How could I be less than a 5? When I just saw my nigga Bobby V.
See a lot of
this nigga real soft.
When I just saw my niggas day 2, how can I be less than a 5? Last
21.
Night.
Can you do something for me? You real spicy right now, G.
How can I be less? No, I'm good, man. Kids good, wife good, home base good. We going into my favorite season of the year, man. Playoff football for the high schoolers all around me, man. Kids just had a birthday. Little one's doing good, man. I'm blessed, man. I ain't got nothing to be in my season.
The streets want to know, G, do you still got the inflatable out front? Or did y'all swap it out for a holiday inflatable?
Oh no, G. Like right now we just got the fall harvest pumpkins and shit, G. Like we took down the inflatable, but after Thanksgiving we like we lighting this bitch up, G.
G, you getting on the roof to put the lights up, G?
What's that?
You got that Fruit of the Loom joint out in the front?
Yeah, G, like good cornucopias out there, G. So, hey,
G, who getting on the roof to put them lights up, Joe? G, I know you ain't getting up there.
Hey man, I'm a little bit lighter in the ass, G. I might be able to make it happen this season, G.
Hey man, that's a good note to get up out of here. Hey, Alex, go ahead, take us home, big dog.
Y'all know what time it is. Holla.